Us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Kim. I wanted to tell you a little story.
Okay.
There's a woman driving down the road. She gets pulled over by the police. She politely informs the police officer, "Officer, I have a concealed carry license and I do have my weapons on me." The officer looks and says, "Weapons? What kind of weapons do you have?" She goes, "Oh, I've got my AR-15 in the back, got my Smith & Wesson 45 on my hip, my 9mm on my ankle, oh, and there's a 22 in the glove box." The officer looks at her strangely and says, "Lady, what in the world are you scared of?" She looks him dead in the eye and says, "Absolutely nothing."
She makes apocalypse jokes like it's the end of the world.
Cute, cool intro.
So, now that we've got the humor out of the way, let's talk about the lighter side of prepping.
Well, mostly you get bogged down with a lot of the apocalypse talk. I mean, because it is a pretty serious subject. And you can let it get you down and get you really depressed. And that's why I wanted to start out with a little bit of a joke. Because we do try to keep it light. Because we look at it as a lifestyle, and we don't want our lifestyle to consist of doom and gloom constantly. You know, we try to bring prepping into our daily lives, and our daily lives are fun. Our daily lives with our family is fun and humorous and building great memories with them. And it includes prepping, and prepping with your family should be a fun affair. You know, yes, it is very dark topics when you're talking about, you know, SHTF and the zombie apocalypse. But you don't want it to bring you down mentally. You want to stay light because you do want to keep living. You don't want to just survive. You want to live and you want to thrive. And in order to do that, you have to bring this lightness and this joy into your life on a daily basis.
We're talking about mental health here in many ways. What was it that Shakespeare said? In tragedy, you must have comedy, and in comedy, you must have tragedy.
Absolutely. And so I just wanted to reach out to my prepper friends, and I understand that it can be a very serious subject. And when we're talking about serious subjects, we should be serious. But because prepping is a lifestyle, and it's not just a fad that you do every now and then, bringing in the lighter side, bringing in humor, bringing in joy, is going to make it where it's not a chore to prep. It's fun. We have a lot of fun prepping. And most of the stuff, it doesn't come off as prepping per se. You know, teaching my daughter how to can food is not prepping to her, it's spending time with mom. You know,
Taking the kids out for hikes on the trails up on the mountain is fun. It's, you know, I get to watch my now 16-year-old go up these trails like a billy goat. And I'm remembering when I was that age and could do that.
watching them get excited, us getting chickens and rabbits, and then not getting excited over the chickens and rabbits. My daughter hates chickens. We had a rooster chased her all over the yard. She had to carry a stick for months to beat it. She named it John the Baptist. Guess why?
She called for its head on a daily basis until she finally got her wish.
She was so happy. The best prepping lesson she ever learned was how to butcher a chicken.
Best homemade fried chicken you ever did see.
But that's what I'm talking about. Don't bring yourself down into, we've got to do this because this, you know, we've got to do this because it's going to be the end of the world and you're going to have to know it, you know, marauding bands are going to rape and kill you. And it's like, nope, who wants to bring in all that, you know? There are real threats out there, but you can learn skills and you can get your family involved, and it doesn't have to be this morose, down, you know, like we're learning this because it may save your life one day. My kids don't look at it that way. We don't look at it that way. We go to the range as a family to target shoot. Each one of my kids know how to shoot, and they don't see it as a down thing. They see it as, oh my goodness, we get to go to the range with mom and dad, we get to shoot guns, and this is going to be great, you know. But they're learning a skill, and they're having a really great time with their parents.
Yeah. Um, One of the people that I know, Bear, over at Bear Independent, he does several videos where he and his son are walking through the woods and they're doing their patrols of the property. And that's just a really cool thing because you're doing it with your kids. Yes, you're teaching a skill. Yes, you're teaching patrolling. Yes, you know, when my kids and I go hiking and whatnot, we're working on moving through the woods and moving down the trails and keeping our
Finding
eyes open.
water and edibles and, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not all about the danger and the threat of what's coming. You know, for all we know, what could come next is the New Madrid earthquake kicks off and shuts down power. It could be bad, or it could be isolated. We just don't know. But what we know is that as a family, as a unit, we know each other's strengths and we know each other's weaknesses, and we've had fun learning each other, not just as a family in the house, but as a family raising the chickens, raising the rabbits.
That is not a chore. It is a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle of joy and a lifestyle of fulfillment and self-sufficiency. That, you know, if it doesn't happen in our lifetime and it happens in our kids' lifetime, that they're going to carry that on and carry that joy along with it, hopefully to their children. You know, it's a generational thing. You know, we were talking about, this wasn't prepping back in the day. This was life, you know, chickens and milking goats and kids having chores before 5 a.m., you know, coming home and weeding the garden and canning. Those things were life and weren't really considered prepping until recently, until we've gotten out of that habit. But I love the idea of making it generational again. You know, I remember shelling peas from our own garden, you know, on our back porch, you know, with my mom and my grandma, canning and doing all these different things that I didn't know the word prepping existed. You know, we didn't see it as prepping. We just saw it as existing and living. And, you know, I was telling him I saw my mom and grandma butchering hogs in our barn. And I thought it was just the coolest thing in the world to see my mom and grandma butchering these huge hogs. Wild hogs at that. Lord, they stunk to high heaven. Not my grandma. Not my mom. Mom, I love you. It was the hogs. The hogs stunk. But it was never a bad thing. It was never a dun dun dun, we're needing to do this to survive.
And yet you did grow up pretty poor.
I did. We did need to do it to
was-
survive. Yeah.
That was survival, but they didn't make it about survival to you.
It was about growing together and finding joy in even the simplest tasks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell you, my dad, when my grandfather would freak out because the water had stopped, my dad and I would have to go up the mountain to the water tank and see if the water tank was empty. And one time we couldn't tell how it was so still that, you know, we couldn't tell. I said, okay, well, let me just stick my foot down in the water tank and we'll see. I fell in. The tank was about half full. The lines were blocked. So I went swimming in spring water in a concrete septic tank.
How cold was that?
I don't know, but they kept me in the girls' choir for 2 years.
Joy. Joy is the key. If you don't have joy in your day-to-day life, it's going to be so much more difficult to make it through the hard times. When you have joy in the good times, you know how to bring joy into the bad times. You know how to bring, you know, I know so many police officers and EMTs and firefighters that have to deal with horrible tragedies day in and day out. And a lot of them deal with that through humor. Very crude, terrible humor that we probably wouldn't get as civilians.
You wouldn't get.
No.
We call it dark humor.
Exactly. But having those moments of knowing when you can laugh and knowing that that relieves a lot of stress will help you mentally. If and when something does happen, you're going to need to find a way to relieve some of that stress. And finding happiness and joy in even just the simplest of tasks, and remembering and having fun with your kids. Even if you're canning and gardening and dealing with chickens and shooting intruders, I don't know what it may be. Find joy in everything. Find joy in seeing your kid. No, don't find joy in shooting the intruders.
Help me.
You gotta find happiness in life, though.
Yes.
You've got to bring that into your daily life now in order for you to have good mental health moving forward if an event happens. God forbid, we hope for the best, but we plan for the worst. But that's also planning mentally. And being mentally strong and mentally strong as a family unit. And that's building ties, making us a stronger and stronger unit every single day while building up our skills. Anything else?
I don't know if they heard that thump, but I think a child just took a dive.
Should be alright, there's no chickens. But anyways, we just wanted to tell y'all, we just wanted to make this little short video. I don't know if it was very short, but to make sure you bring joy into your life, to make you bring joy into your preps, because a happy home is really what's going to make a difference. And even if you're by yourself, lone wolves, my heart goes out for you because I don't know what I would do without my partner. Find some way to make sure that you stay in a very positive place, because I know solitude is very comforting to some people, but it does get wearing. So I just want y'all to stay very mentally strong and find a good, I hate to say happy place because that sounds really weird.
Stay positive.
Stay positive and stay up, stay up, because I know it can be very daunting, especially going at it alone. But yeah, we just want y'all to stay mentally strong and joyous.
Or at least functioning adults. Take care all, and thank you for watching. We care about you, and remember, we're all in this together. We'll talk to you on the next one. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all those fun places.
yep,
And I hope you can join us for our next video. Y'all have a great one.
you too.
Hi, welcome to Prepping in Progress. I am Steve,
And I'm Kim.
and today we're going to be talking about
Murder. We're going to be talking about murder.
Hi, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve,
And I'm Kim.
and today
Can we
we're...
redo that intro?
Oh no.